The Pat McGann Show is presented to you by Tiege Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men.
All right, it is Mike Toomey, episode Lucky 13, Pat McGann Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live from the Tiege Hanley Studios in the West Loop of the great city of Chicago. Back in Chicago, I was in Dayton, Ohio this weekend, a town I always love to go to.
You went to school
Gem
there?
City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a Flyer. Took my kids there, watched some Flyer basketball, football game. Actually made a great stop on the way to Dayton. Stopped at the Hoosier Gym. Have you been?
I have not. Until today, I'd never heard of it.
It
Hoosier
is,
Gym.
You know the movie,
Of course.
right?
So you're saying the actual gym from the movie?
The home gym,
Hoosier Gym.
where Hickory plays.
Got it.
Where Gene Hackman coaches the squad.
Yes.
That gym is like fully intact. And it's in Knightstown, Indiana, just right off I-70. You can shoot in there. They host games.
Is it by Tom Raper RV?
Not too far from Richmond, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know they have like a street named after him now? Tom Raper Way?
Man, that's wrong.
Because they took all the billboards.
Yeah.
I think they must be out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a stretch of Interstate 70. Like when I was coming up, like going to Dayton, every 5 feet there was a billboard.
You got to give that guy credit. He never changed it. He doubled down.
You know
he
that
never
route.
changed his name. I do.
You know the Midwest highways.
Going to Wiley's and Dayton a million times over. Yep.
Yeah, joining me today, guys, I am so thrilled to have Mike Toomey with us. My guest, Mike Toomey, many of you know. If you don't know, great stand-up, also a regular and host of the 9 o'clock hour on WGN Morning News. We've known each other a long time.
Very
You're
long
one of the
time.
first guys I met that was actually like, I was just looked up to you so much when we started out, and you helped me out so much coming up. But it's funny when you talk about the road.
Yeah.
I always think of this funny thing you told me about taking gigs, like when you're starting out. Like if someone offers you, when you're middling, this is like 2008, 2009, and you're getting an offer, $150 to do 30 minutes, Duluth, Minnesota,
Right.
7-hour drive. You're like, yes,
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'm in.
But
You're
then that day comes. See, to me, it's like you're filling your bingo card. You look at September. I've got nothing in September. I can fill these squares up. A guy calls me up from John Yoder's office, his agency in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, we got Lima, Ohio for $200 on a Wednesday. There's nothing tied to it, nothing. All right. Come the day, I'm driving there. And I'm like, if somebody would have called me and said, hey, I've got $200 for you. It's in a bucket, and it's in Lima, Ohio. If you drive there, you can have it. I mean, what are you, out of your mind? Right? But instead, let's go. Now I got to perform for people who hate me anyway. So
I always think of that. I always picture the bucket. Like, I stash $150, $200 for you in a bucket behind a gas station. It's hidden.
you can have it.
All you got to do is drive to Lima and pick it up.
And then go home, which I did that night anyway.
Yeah.
You do the show, you turn around and you go home. 5 hours.
Yeah, so anyway, we had a great time in Dayton, Ohio, which, they had Wiley's Comedy Club there. That was there when I was a student. I never went. I worked there after. That was a great club.
It was the first road gig I ever did.
Really?
It was like 19 or 20. Yeah.
You started early.
Yeah, I started, the first time I ever did stand-up, I was 16 in high school. And then as soon as
Where were you at?
It was at my high school talent show.
Oh, wow.
I went up from, and it was 1,000 people in the auditorium. And
That's intimidating.
But it's not, though, because you're too young to know it's intimidating.
Did you, because you do great impersonations.
That was my whole show.
You impersonate faculty?
Yes. Faculty, TV personalities, and all that stuff. And for my first couple of years of actual stand-up after I graduated, that's what it was, too. Because you're 18. You don't relate to your audience at all. They're old, so I had to find something common.
That's what I always felt like, because I started when I was like 31, and I always was like, man, what if I started when I was like 18 or 16? But what I think I got was life experience, things to talk about. And what I missed was that stage experience. And you see that now, like when guys are starting out young, you're like, you see a guy or a girl on stage, and you're like, wow, they have it, but they just don't have anything to really talk about yet.
Right.
But they're getting that experience of being on stage.
And at 31, you've lived. You know, you have things that you can relate to your audience. At 18, you're like, hey, did anybody watch this show last night? You know, or
what were some of the impressions you were doing? Because you will impersonate, like, I don't know if you've ever done me or but comics we know.
Yeah.
We had a gig, or Tim Walco, comic, Chicago, great comic.
He's the best, yeah.
And you called him as Ken Severa as another comic and canceled a gig. But you had these voices you did. What were the voices you were doing, the TV characters?
When I first started, when I did that set in high school, believe it or not, right? 16 years old, so that's 1980, I did Tom Skilling. He was like 2 years working at WGN, and hey, this guy, Tom Skilling on WGN, he's always so upbeat. And, you know, it was like, boy, there's a typhoon headed our way, but it's exciting. And that was like the thing then. And now here I am still doing, he's retired and I'm still doing them.
Let's hear some more, Tom.
Boy, the weather headed this way. This is a system that's very peculiar. And when something like this happens, by gosh, it's exciting because here, take a look at it. And that's how he is. Like when you see him in person, he is so just
thrilled
with loves, and I gotta share it with you, boy. I tell you, and I was out at Fermilab, and they couldn't believe it either. And it is the most incredible, by gosh. And you're like, Tom, I gotta be somewhere.
The Fermilab in Batavia is such a great reference. Yeah. So you had then you kind of like not shied away, but you weren't doing as many impersonations in your act.
Correct. What happened was the other one that I did that I still do is Adam West as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
That was like my thing, you know, because he was.
And at this time, there was one Batman. There was not. Now we've had way too many Batmans.
Everybody.
You can't even keep track.
People still go back to him and say, you know, but he made some money as Batman, but not a ton, and made infinitely more on Family Guy, because the royalties were set up for guys to make more money. Back then, they paid you while you did the show. You're done. You get a little bit of royalty money, but nothing. So the two Adam Wests, when he was Batman, Bruce Wayne, millionaire philanthropist, the Joker has escaped from jail, and I haven't a moment to lose. But when he was 80 and doing Family Guy, his voice was more trembly like this. I'm 80 years old, and they told me that you couldn't plant sausage seeds, but look at them. You know, it's like a completely two different, it's like doing forensic science.
You love Family Guy, don't you?
Yeah, that show just, I felt like
those guys
I felt like they were making it for me.
Did
you know?
Peter?
A little bit. Remember that time we were over at Joe's house? Yeah. All I think about are those great cutaways you could do for, like, I met Seth MacFarlane once, but I wasn't going to start pitching him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where'd you meet him?
He did a show at Ravinia, and at the time at GN,
singing?
WGN,
Because he does music,
he did
right?
a whole show of singing. Got a great voice. He does like show tune type stuff, and he can also do like Sinatra, Tony Bennett style,
Like crooner stuff.
Crooner.
Yeah.
And he's very good.
That's a great venue too.
Yeah.
Ravinia. Look how uppity we just became. We just did a complete turn from a Peter Griffin impersonation to now we're at Ravinia.
But he did it himself. Yeah, he did it. And we kept waiting for him to do Family Guy voices, you know?
Yeah.
And finally he just said, yeah, you just heard Old Man River from the guy that does Quagmire. Giggity, giggity, giggity. And he starts doing that was the only time he did any reference to the characters of Family Guy.
When you met him, do you ever get like, because you probably have met a ton of, do you ever get nervous? Do you ever get like?
Yeah, I mean, you get a little jaded because you see famous people a lot, but there were a few that moved the needle. Yeah. Carl Weathers came in. I'm a huge fan of the Rocky movies, so I'm like, oh my God,
Chubbs?
it's Apollo Creed, it's Apollo, yeah, the Chubbs as well. But it was like they always say, like when somebody really big is coming in, they have to lead, say, hey, listen, don't be bothering this person asking for pictures. They let you know when, like Kevin Costner was there. Hey, don't be bugging Kevin Costner, but. Carl Weathers, I'm like, sorry, I'm breaking every rule. I'm doing it.
Was he nice?
He's super nice. Unbelievably nice. The other one was, this is going to sound silly, the other one was Priscilla Presley, because I have an unbelievably unusual obsession with Elvis Presley. So I had to.
You've always been into Elvis.
Always. And I have the same birthday as her, but I'm like, I got to be careful or she's going to ask for like an escort out of this place after you and I share a birthday and I know every movie that Elvis ever made and I read your book that you wrote about being married to him.
You have to be more than 100 feet from Priscilla.
Yeah,
right.
Times. Right. After that, she's like, can you?
Yeah. So did you like fan out? Did you ask?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. But I contained it. But of course, I had to say I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. The people that are coming on WGN Morning News are bigger than ever. I think it's because, right, there's only so many shows that have a huge audience and have right. And to see Will Ferrell coming on, Tom Hanks. Were you there the day Tom Hanks?
You know what? I was not. That one day I was doing a gig. I had to drive somewhere like Upper Peninsula or something the day that Tom Hanks came.
That would have been somebody that I would be like really fired up to meet.
Well, here's a funny one. Gladys Knight of Gladys Knight and the Pips is there. And it was at the time when I was doing my Bigfoot series.
Oh, yeah.
I had a Bigfoot costume and Bigfoot would be a jerk. But one day each week I would set up the episode of that week in the Bigfoot suit, like Dean or Pat or somebody would, hey, so what's going on this week? Well, I ran into a guy that was, first off, that's the voice of him is like this. Yeah. And that comes from, like, you ever see, like, every basketball player that's over 7 foot tall, they talk like this? Because their vocal cords are like 18 inches long. So that's where I got that voice. I just, like, he's Dave Corzine, pretty
like
much.
Bill Walton.
Yeah, he's Bill Walton.
Yeah,
you know what? Those guys are a bunch of jerks. So I would set up the clip. So I come on set during the break. Gladys Knight had just done an interview, up on the set, and I'm like over here. And Gladys Knight looks over and sees me in the Bigfoot suit and literally jumps off her seat. Like I thought,
startled her, scared.
I could have killed Gladys Knight. That would have been my clip. Coming up next week, we're going to have the guy that killed Gladys Knight in the studio. So let's welcome him to the program. I just saw her. I felt so bad. And I never took the head off because I didn't want her to see what I looked like, the guy that almost killed her.
You didn't want to ruin yeah.
Yeah.
She probably thought you were, she thought you were a real beast at first.
Yeah, which I was. Here's a very inside baseball, and I mean inside baseball joke about Gladys Knight. And I know you'll get this, but you really have to love baseball to get this joke. Gladys Knight was performing in concert recently with, it wasn't all three of the guys. It was two of the original Pips and Lou Gehrig.
Wally?
Yeah. Wally, that Pip was sick. Yeah. And Lou Gehrig came in.
Wally
two
Pip,
of the original
everyone
Pips.
Got that reference.
And Lou Gehrig.
At some point.
Yeah.
Have we all aged out of that now?
If you miss a day of work,
you're
Wally Pip.
And then Lou Gehrig steps
Lou
in.
Gehrig was the third Pip for the rest of the tour.
The Iron Man.
Yeah.
You mentioned starting stand-up in 1980, and that is, on the edge of the boom, right?
Right.
Things were really about to take off.
It all lined up perfectly for me. I graduated high school in 81 and then started going to the clubs and learning how to do it so that when this thing took off, I was kind of ready to do it. Like I kind of had a set down and I was okay at it, middle act. And I was able to go on the road like Dayton, Ohio, and places like that right when all these clubs started popping up. And then it was like, oh, we can work this one now. We can work this one. I'll connect you with this guy, and he books 20 rooms. And
But at this time, there's not many comics that have been doing it for 15 years, 20 years.
Right.
Right. So you guys are like the trailblazers in that way, the first ones that are doing these clubs. I mean, Zany's opened in 78.
Right.
And
the old timers to me were guys who were doing it 5 years longer than me, but it seemed like, oh my God, they've been doing it forever.
Yeah. And soon you caught up to them and probably surpassed many of them. And
you
we're
mean I'm
working
still
a ton.
alive? I'm still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was easy. You just had to answer your phone, what I tell people back then.
That's another thing I remember talking to you about on the road. I was, you were saying, like, you talked about a comic that had passed away, and I was like, I don't think anyone I've worked with has died. And you were like, oh, just wait. Like, and now to think about the amount of comics that I just shook hands with as I'm leaving the stage and they're coming on that have passed away.
They're gone. I mean, you just go through remember when you were a kid and like it would come in waves. Like I remember my parents would be like, you're going to another wake? Like they would be going to one every week for a while because they just got to that age where a lot of their contemporaries started dropping off.
Yeah, so you were busy in the 80s, and there was a time in Chicago, and I've heard this from other comics, that you didn't even have to leave the city because there were probably 15 clubs just in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, city and suburbs. There was Catch a Rising Star, Zanies, Funny Firm, Improv, all those in the city itself. Funny Firm and the Improv were like, you could walk from one to the other. And It didn't affect the business of either. It was just, and then in the suburbs, there was a million that would come and go. And then there's like one-nighters, like, I own a bar. I'll put up a sign that says comedy on Wednesday, and people will come.
Yeah. And just during these days, you really became good friends with a lot of guys that ended up leaving Chicago. I know you're good friends with Jeff Garland.
Yeah.
Didn't you work with Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah. Well, Bob was he was doing stuff with Second City, and he was doing a little bit of acting, but he wanted to dip his feet into this the stand up part too. And his stand up was funny because he was fearless.
Yeah.
He didn't care. I'm gonna say this because it's funny, and if you don't laugh, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. And I've always envied guys that had that in them, because I would get chicken. Like, I would play it more safe. You write the bit and you go, that might be pushing it. Better scale it back so they'll get the laugh.
Yeah, some comics are immune to the response.
Yes.
They don't care at all. They're just going to...
Play to the back of the room, play to their friends.
Were you surprised by, or do you look back and think about some of the people that you're like, I knew they were going to just take off, or knew that they were going to...
Yeah, Odenkirk for sure. I mean, he was a little bit of a fish out of water in stand-up, and he would tell you that too. But you just knew there was something special with him. He just had that. And I knew Jeff Garland was going to be famous because he always told me he was going to. He was the most confident person I've ever worked with. I always tell him this. I said, when you weren't famous, you still acted like you were famous, right?
Really?
Like, I'm going to be huge. And he'd do that thing with his hands.
And he just undeniable.
Undeniable. Couldn't stop him. And not every club loved him. Not every comedy club audience loved him. And again, it's that fearlessness that I know this is funny. Screw you if you don't.
Yeah.
And I could never do that. I don't know how you felt about that. Like, I would scale it back and make sure that I was going to get the laugh instead of pushing it.
Right. No, I always found comfort in the laugh. That made me,
So you played it a little safer.
For sure. Mm. Yeah. So at that time, you are, this comedy boom. You guys, comics are opening for big concert acts.
Yeah.
Music acts.
Yes.
Do you remember any of you?
Yeah, there's so many of those. I did Crosby, Stills, and Nash one time.
Oh, wow.
And this was the coolest thing because...
Were they smoking in the backstage?
No, they were all in different areas. Like, Stephen Stills didn't come out of his dressing room the whole time.
He just sat Stills?
It was a Monday night, I remember, because David Crosby was sitting in one of those big green room recliners watching Monday Night Football and holding court. Everybody was hanging around him. He was joking, and everybody was digging David Crosby. And Graham Nash was walking around real frenetic, like making sure the lighting and everything was right, and Stills wouldn't come out of the dressing room. And then Graham Nash says to me, "Hi, I'm Graham." I'm like, "Really? Is that who you are?"
Oh, that's who he goes
That's
by?
who you are. I'm Graham. And I'm like, "That's great." And then he started getting pissed because Stills was, "How is he so mightier than thou?"
Oh, really?
Saying that about Stills. He's pissed. So then the show starts. I do my set, and there was a guy. Did you ever have somebody like, they're not heckling you, but they blow your timing with what they talk when you're talking?
Yeah.
Or they'll laugh in a weird or really loud way, and it just, you almost wish like, hey, that's cool, but you're messing this up. There was a guy in the audience, and every time I would do a joke, he would yell the words "far out."
Oh, boy.
So anyway, "far out," and there's like 3,000 people in the house, and you got to wait, and people are reacting to him. So it does mess you up, but that's how he liked it. He appreciated it.
He's probably out of his mind.
Yeah, it had to have been far out. So I get done, and this is how they come on stage. Stage is bare. There's no music, no nothing. I'm done. I walk off. One guy comes from one direction. One guy comes from another. Stills comes out of his room and walks right out, and they start singing together. But there was no hanging out. There was no socializing. No.
That must be why they broke up.
Yeah.
Sounds complicated.
Yeah, it does. And it is.
You know what's uncomplicated, Mike?
I want you to tell me.
Tiege Hanley skincare products,
I'm listening.
which I'm going to hook you up with today. Not that you need it.
Nah, I
I mean, your
could use
skin
it.
is... You just got off a TV set.
I don't put
How
makeup.
many shows have you done
I
today?
don't do makeup. I don't put makeup on.
You don't wear makeup?
No. I'm visible for short periods of time. You know, I mean, I can. What are you going to do?
No,
what are they going to do
no,
about
like powder? Nothing?
Nah, I don't shine.
Nothing
Well,
at
really.
all? Like a
but-
brush? Yeah, you don't sweat above your lip. You
Nah.
don't. Nothing, huh?
Nah.
Well, you could still use some skincare
I
products.
definitely can use some skincare products. What do you recommend?
I recommend Tiege Hanley. Very affordable. Do you have a routine, a skincare routine? Everyone should. You could start today.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I do have.
You go to Tiege.com/Pat to get your nice little discount, 40% off your first order and a free gift. It's the I like the AM stuff and the stuff for your eyes. They got the good drops. Look at this. You can get a nice little package in the mail. It's gift giving season too.
Oh, sweet.
Tell your loved one that you need some skincare. You're going to see some great results. It's glued in there, so you can't take it out. All right? Come on.
That was a practical joke. Like before I came in here, you guys are like, let's glue all the
Look at this.
skincare products in there.
Try this when you get it. When you open it up at home.
This guy's going to try to take one of them out. We'll show him.
No, but they have serums, stuff for your eyes. They got the Look Good drops, give you a little tan edge, a little tan finish going into the winter months. This is the stuff you need. So, again, get to the website, Tiege.com/Pat. You get 40% off your first order. Ladies, these are great gifts for the man in your life. And women can use it too. We got someone emailing us last week. Why don't you have product for women? This stuff works. Strong enough for a woman, but made for a man.
I like it too. Manly, yes.
Have you done any voiceover?
A little bit. I didn't have good luck with commercials. I know you did a couple.
But you got the voice.
Yeah, just whatever. It wasn't what the...
Dude, I got one commercial. And
The Tony the Tiger.
Was it one? Yeah, with Tony the Tiger. And the only reason I got it, looking back, it was because the girl that was playing my daughter. It was this like 8-year-old girl who secured the gig for us because she nailed the audition. She like made a great choice. They always tell you like good choice.
Well, you read with her? Is
I
that
read
it?
with her. Yeah, it was paired up. And that was awesome.
I have a question for you about that. What did the Frosted Flakes taste like?
Oh, man. Grrr.
What did they taste like?
It tasted great.
They tasted like victory is what they
Victory.
tasted like.
That's right. That was my line. Tastes like victory, Tony.
Yeah.
Tastes like victory, T. Tastes like victory.
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was great.
I always thought it was cool being a commercial with Tony the Tiger.
That's awesome. I went on...
That guy had the easiest gig because there is a guy in a green screen outfit. And then did he...
And you were just to look at him as though it were
Yeah,
the
and
tiger.
he was just in the commercial, like making gestures, like just making bank. You know, that was filmed at someone's real home in Libertyville, real house. And the first scene, I'm upstairs in the mirror getting ready. That's the scene. I'm getting like ready for the morning. I'm going to go have breakfast with my daughter as a fan.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm looking at the pictures, people who, the house they're using, and I knew the people whose home we were in. I used to work for this woman's dad. And then she came home later, like at the end of the day, as they're wrapping. Like, you finished using my house?
Yeah, right?
Sure enough.
She's like, what's
knew
Pat
the people
McGann doing
in
in
the
my
house.
house
Yeah.
right now?
So wild.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but I would love to get another commercial. But you got the pipes. I would love for you to read this. This is a...
You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Cinnamon.
Yeah,
It was
I
for
love it.
cinnamon frosted
It was
flakes.
the cinnamon
It was a new
ones.
product.
Yeah.
So they were.
Did they give you
launching it.
some free...
And it was all over
home?
Nickelodeon. The commercials were all over the kids, the shows that my kids were watching. So we would see it all the time.
That's
they
great.
ran the heck out of it, but then they never really caught on. Cinnamon frosted flakes. I think it's discontinued.
They're done?
I don't think they do it anymore.
Well, that blows.
Yeah, but I wrote you a
Okay.
Tiege copy. Actually, Tom wrote the Tiege copy, and I got to give him credit.
All right, so
this
we'll
is-
give this a couple different ways for you. We'd like it more like this, like an ounce. How about like that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
all
that's
right.
good.
It's uncomplicated skincare for men with cleansing wash, AM moisturizer with SPF 20, exfoliating scrub, PM moisturizer with marine collagen, AM/PM eye cream, super serum with additional products, retinol stick, detoxifying clay mask, Look Good drops, And your brand. Tiege Hanley.
And your brand,
T-
Tiege Hanley.
And your brand, Tiege Hanley. We can edit that
Nice
together in
work.
post, right? We can put that
Dude,
together in post.
You got the
All right.
pipes. Come on, give it up for
Tiege
Mike.
Hanley. Oh, stop.
Good work, good work.
Hanley's
I'm surprised you haven't done more VO.
Yeah, it was weird. I went on auditions and stuff, but I was the person who like really felt good. I think I got this. And then you'd see the commercial on TV and you go, I guess I didn't get that one.
Oh, yeah.
No, I always felt awkward in auditions. And,
Same. Never felt good. That was more like, it's a kind of like an improv. I remember going on audition one time and I delivered it and he goes, do you want to do that again? I'm falling asleep here.
oh,
Like,
brutal.
really, bud? Are you? And I was like, that didn't make me, that didn't loosen you up.
No.
I mean, it's not like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me take that from the top.
I would read it and go, God, I suck. Like while I'm reading it, I'm like, if I'm that guy, I'm saying he sucks and I'm saying it too. So how's this going to turn into me getting a commercial?
You ever take an acting class?
No, I never did.
I did. I took an acting class at
Just self-conscious.
this studio here, Green Room Studio, I think it was called. And that was one. I did the first level 1, and then I tried level 2. And the first class, they were like, brought you up, and they're like, we're going to do an improv game. We're going to do an improv game. And you had to pull from a hat. And I pulled dinosaur, ballerina. So they're like, the guy's like, you're a dinosaur doing ballet. And just stared at me, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I basically left. Never went back.
You know how you would have done that if I could help you out here?
Short arms.
Hey, I'm a dinosaur ballerina. Hey. See?
Yeah, I should have done that. I would have gotten that.
You'd be like, excuse me. So you think Fonzie would be hey, let me tell you something. I'm a dinosaur ballerina. Whoa.
I'm surprised that you would be uncomfortable doing any of this because you do so many characters. And I don't know if you guys, if you don't watch WGN Morning News, you got to check it out. But all this stuff is online too. One of my favorites is the Lord of the Limerick.
Yeah.
The Irish dude. I mean, you always do that around St. Patty's Day.
The first year of the show, it was just for every occasion of the year, create a character, you know.
Yeah.
So then, March came along. What do you got for St. Patrick's Day? Okay, I'll do a guy that does limericks and a bad brogue that can only be affected when you have the fake crooked teeth in. And I just, in a bad beard, and it caught on because he would, oh, Pat, I love your show, but I forgot to tell you something. You're stupid. You're stupid. And that was it. Just an idiot, like a brainless moron. But I will tell you, in 22 years, I've probably written 200 and some limericks.
Give us a limerick. Can you give us one off the top of your head, or do you remember any?
Let me think about
The
this.
Lord of the Limerick, I look forward to.
I did one about like Larry Potash. It's easy to make Larry uncomfortable if you talk about bathroom humor. He hates it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I'll be like, now, how did it go? Now, Larry is really quite smart, has talent and moxie and heart. But there's just one thing, something that rhymes with thing. He doesn't like jokes about gas. What was I forget the 2 middle lines, something, whatever.
I love that character. Eddie and Jobo is huge.
Yeah.
That's gone like Chicago viral.
Yeah,
You and Jeff Hoover.
Jeff Hoover and I used to get such a kick out of the United Auto Insurance commercials they did.
Yeah.
Because they were so serious. And the joke we had was like, watch the guy that's not talking. Because when one guy's talking, the other guy's
Yeah, right.
and then Eddie would talk to Joe Bush. So Jeff and I just would riff on that, and then we were going to fantasy costumes one day, and we're like, we should, for our Halloween show, it's like, we should find costumes and say we're Eddie and Jobo. So we find these stupid costumes. They're like ABBA costumes. Like they never wear anything like that at all. But the things they would say in the
white overalls.
Yeah, white overalls with yellow. But the things in the commercial they would always say is, you could apply over the phone. And Jobo said that.
Right.
And Eddie wrote, top quality insurance at the lowest possible rate. It was, And we just worked those lines into every sketch. And then Hoover decided that Jobo would say, "Scoobity doobity," which he never said. But that became Jobo's catchphrase. "Scoobity doobity."
They love that. Just run it over and over.
So much fun.
Yeah, that is great. You guys have really caught lightning on a bottle over there at WGN. But yeah, dude, you're busy with that. You're busy. You have a one-man show that you do. You do a holiday show. We've worked together a ton on the road. You used to bring me with you. I remember the gig we did up in Lake Geneva. We opened for, we hosted the event.
Yes.
It was Richard Driehaus.
It was his birthday, correct?
His birthday.
Yes.
Right. Now, this guy, since his past, so I don't think you had to worry about the non-disclosures that we signed.
Well, we can say whatever we want now.
Because we signed serious paperwork to do this gig. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yeah. And I'm not sure what it was we had to disclose. Nothing really.
But we had to agree, too. Like, we couldn't chew gum on the property. We couldn't, like, make eye contact with the guests or interact with them.
Super weird.
It
We
was
had
really,
a
like,
little
too much.
cottage or something where we got to change, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
they kept us in, like, a coach house, which was larger than the home I lived in.
Yeah.
Because his home, which wasn't even his real residence, like, you know, it was like his lake
one of
house.
them. Yeah,
his
one
lake house was previously owned by like Morton Salt or Wrigley Gum. It was one of the, it's like next to where Al Capone had a huge spread up there. Unbelievable property. And he had the $1 Million Quartet was like the headline act.
Yes.
And we were doing bits in between. And then we had to introduce them.
Yes. And I remember the awkward, we go up together and say, I guess I'll do a bit or two, and then you'll do one of your bits. It was an odd situation to be in as a stand-up. And I was worried about it, but then I'm like, these people don't care what we're saying or what we're doing.
Yeah.
We should have no nervousness here at all.
Yeah, we had a good time with it, but we did a ton of work. We had the Erie, Pennsylvania gig. This is probably the worst travel experience, but also the most fun.
Best story.
But great story was we flew to Detroit. We're trying to get to Erie, Pennsylvania. We're working a club there. You're headlining. I was opening for you, and we flew. We're gonna fly. It was like an 8-hour, 9-hour drive.
Yeah.
We're flying, so we get to Detroit. And they're like, the runway in Erie is like blasted or whatever. Something. It was a pothole.
Connecting flights aren't happening.
Nothing is landing in Erie. So we couldn't even get a car. Everyone rented cars. And we ended up in a van with 7 other people.
Yes.
6 other people.
I think there was, probably 8 of us total.
And Mike and I are sitting next to each other. We do not share that we're comedians.
Which is always smart. Good rule of thumb.
Yes. Yeah. And, said we're in sales, or I don't think they knew that we
Nobody
knew each
asked.
other.
Yeah.
Right? So we're kind of like sitting in silence. It was a 6-hour drive from there. It wasn't like a short jaunt,
Yes. 8 strangers. Not even like a pairing that was together except for us. Like we flew together, but then there were 6 single.
And we realized the guy that rented a car was making money on it because he expensed it for his business and was like, everyone just give me like $50.
Yeah, we'll all chip in on the rental car and give it to this guy, Rich.
Rich.
We made him rich.
And as we got to closer to Erie, we came clean. And we invited them to the show. And only Rich was like, I'll go.
Yeah, that's the only guy that took us up on it. But the other part, when we get to Erie, we go to the gas station. He's got to fill up, so we all give him the money for gas, and then he takes that company card and swipes that. So that's all right in Rich's pocket.
Yeah, he made some dough that day.
He did.
And then he came to the show with his wife, who they didn't even seem to get along.
It's a weird vibe going on.
I think it was light out when the show ended, though.
Yes.
It was still bright outside.
Yeah.
So the show sucked.
It was terrible.
You could hear a freight. I remember being on stage, and I heard a freight train going by outside the club. And it was like strategically located right off the tracks.
Right.
And you just hear like the like I am eating it up here. And then we had the awkward conversation.
Yeah,
with
it doesn't
Rich
go any better for me. So,
after the show.
Yeah, we finish, and this guy, Rich, you'd think, I mean, when you give somebody a couple tickets to see the show, they come up and, if nothing else, thanks for the tickets. They don't have to love the performance. But this guy, hey, all right. We were the guys in the van with you. All right, see ya. Like, no, thanks for the tickets. No, obligatory, hey, nice job, or
No small talk of like his wife, like, oh, that's so funny. You guys ended up together, and in the show, oh, this is so funny. None. Zero.
His wife just said, you guys bought us dinner before the show, too.
We used your gas money.
We used the gas money to go to a nice place for dinner, and you paid for it, and you gave us free tickets, too.
They probably don't even remember this, the people that were in the car with us.
No.
But you took it to like the next level for months after. You're like, I got a call from Dottie. Dottie's coming to town. You made up a backstory for each person. Then you call me all upset one day that Corey died. Corey was like the guy with the fake tan.
He had a tan.
That was, oh my God.
But yeah, we just kept it alive like we were real characters. Like every year on the anniversary, we all 8 of us have to get together and revisit the whole.
I wonder who's still
the Erie trip.
Who's still alive in that crew. But yeah, man, we've worked together all over the place. All right, I want to plug Tiege Hanley, our wonderful sponsor, one more time here. Are you using a skincare? Do you have a routine? I do every morning, Mike.
What is it?
I'm put on the AM right after I shower, and it's got a great odor. Just smell this here. Can we take one?
You pull the old fast one on me again, where I pick up the. Is this the practical joke?
You're gonna leave here with plenty of this stuff today.
The tube,
and it's not just skincare they
lotion.
do. They have body wash, scrubs, serums for your eyes. A lot of great product. Get to the website. Go to Tiege.com. Use the code /Pat, and you get 40% off your first order and a free gift. Start your uncomplicated routine today. Tiege.com.
How do you spell Tiege?
Tiege.
Gotcha. All right.
Period. .com.
Okay.
I don't say .com anymore. I always say period.
Period. .com.
Period. .com.
In the old days,
what's your email? And then
remember when they would give you a web address when the //HTTP and like what? Wow.
Colon // capital T lowercase I
smiley face
period .com. I still have a Yahoo email address. Do you? What do you use?
I have a Hotmail, so it's basically the same age.
Yeah, we're like showing our.
Yeah.
I think I did a thing when I was doing that show on WCIU, and it was like a 3-generation like sketch.
Yeah.
And then I'm like sending the script out, and it was that too. Like it was the 3 generations, and it was Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail. Like each of us actually had the.
Right. And people laugh when I tell them that, but I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I do have a Gmail account as well, but I'm like, I can't. I get so many emails from people I've known for 30, however many years.
I'm not moving.
Right.
Everyone's got my address. Right. I don't get why people get upset about it. Why don't you have Gmail? Why don't you why do you make it easy on these people to track us?
You're a loser
and have everything.
Yahoo is a loser.
Yeah, why'd you leave? You don't like Yahoo?
I'm just kidding. We have a Yahoo for our show.
I still use it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. And I'll be online a lot coming up here. You getting ready for? I don't actually shop online, but I wanted to start talking about Black Friday because we're getting into that time of year.
Yes, we are.
Can you believe it's mid-November already?
Well, it is. It is.
It's getting late in November.
But also, they drop it on you. You don't even. The Halloween candy isn't even in yet. Like the last trick or treater.
Do you still have Halloween decorations up?
No.
You took them down like the day after.
Yeah.
I still have mine. I don't even. I threw the pumpkins out. We carved pumpkins. They were on the porch, which, by the way, I lived just a few blocks away before, and our pumpkins would get eaten by squirrels. Mm-hmm. These pumpkins that I had, and I didn't do anything because I think they say like spray them with hairspray to keep the squirrels out or something like that. Yeah. I didn't do anything, and I did put some Tiege Hanley on them. I did smooth out.
And the pumpkins have perfect skin on the jack-o'-lantern.
I didn't even have to put a candle in them. They were glowing. Yeah.
They were glowing without a candle because of the serum.
I lathered them. Yeah. I said, after you carve, lather.
Yeah. And the squirrels went to eat it, and they're like, "Whoa, this is beautiful. I'm not ruining this."
They just stood up.
Yep. I'm not doing it.
My one son, Luke, carved a 6-7 into his pumpkin. Yeah. No joke. Yeah. And every single person that went by our house was yelling it. Everyone that came up the porch was yelling it. So I had to give him props for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I tossed the pumpkins, but I still have stuff up in the house. Mm-hmm. Now I probably will go home and take it down today because it is getting late.
Leave believe it.
But then do you decorate for Thanksgiving? Like some of this decorating, like do we decorate for Thanksgiving?
No, there's no Thanksgiving decorations.
But people do put stuff up in their house. They'll put like a turkey,
Well, when you're a kid, remember you did the back of your hand, the turkey, trace your hand,
Oh,
and
yeah,
your
yeah.
parents would put that up on the refrigerator and it looks...
My kids made one out of like a brown paper bag and then like construction paper, feathers. It's like a first grade or kindergarten
I
project.
get into that.
They each had one of those.
I get into that.
But I don't have them. In the divorce, I didn't get a lot of the school projects.
You lost
I
the
should have
school
worked that
projects.
in. I get one
You should have negotiated.
one paper made turkey.
And I get a
I want the most recent one. I want the one Luke made.
I get a mustacholi wreath.
Yeah.
I made a mustacholi wreath.
Give me the chain.
And we had this, like unfinished part of our house where that stuff would go. And, it's edible. So I made it in first or second grade. And then when we went to get it next year, some creatures had enjoyed
the garage?
it. Yeah,
Or
like
in
a
the
mouse got in or
attic?
something and ate the
Oh,
wreath.
just
most
went
of
nuts
the
on your...
wreath.
Oh.
Not enough to eat it all, but enough to you can't hang that up anymore.
Yeah.
Got bites in it.
It's like he didn't really like it. It's like, I'll have some of
He's
this.
like, I'll eat enough to screw them.
I'll ruin it, but I can't eat all this crap.
Yeah, if it was boiled, if we had boiled and softened the pasta, perhaps.
Well, Black Friday is upon us, and it's not called Black Friday throughout the world. I don't know if you know that.
I
Some
thought
people
it
think it's
meant I thought it meant something dark, like something bad, but it's getting the economy into the black because so much commerce is.
Oh, that's why they call
going
it Black
down.
Friday.
I believe so.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't really.
sounds good if I'm wrong.
And then what about Christmas? What's that? Just red? Everyone gets broke again?
Yeah,
Because this is the cadence. It's
because
like
that's red.
Black
Santa Claus
Friday,
is red.
Cyber Monday, and then Giving Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, are you done
Yeah.
being selfish and buying everything for yourself and everyone? You got anything left,
Right.
you selfish prick?
I don't.
Can you give something to our charity? That's what we want on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Ringing the bell?
What do you got
outside.
left?
Nobody carries cash.
No one cares.
Like
cash.
that guy ringing the bell. I'd like to help you, but what am I going to do?
Can't give them a penny. Well, you can give them a penny, but they're not making any more. How about that?
Yeah, they're going to be super valuable in a little while.
Are you bummed
They
about
might-
that, or do you care? Some
they-
people do not care. I'm like, hey, come on, keep making the pennies. Why not?
But
I like
if-
to have them around.
If they go away, the ones that still exist are going to double in value.
They might. Do you think that?
You imagine?
I kind of think it's. I think it's kind of like sad in a way. I don't know.
Yeah.
No more Abe. They should bump someone off one of the other coins and get Abe back on a coin.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to miss that dish by the cash register.
give a penny, take a penny.
Yeah. I'm going to miss that whole thing.
I know. Yeah, that was a shocker. But yeah, Black Friday, Egypt and Libya, it's called White Friday. I think it's a race thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pakistan, it's called Blessed Friday.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering.
Yeah.
I know everyone was like, well, yeah, what do they call it in Pakistan?
I wondered it.
How about they were saying Pakistan for a while?
Who was saying that?
I think I heard Obama say Pakistan.
Hmm.
So maybe it is Pakistan.
There are just some people who
Never
pronounce
been.
the short A differently.
Did you ever work a comedy club in Pakistan?
Pakistan? No.
The Ha Ha Hut in Islamabad? You never did that one?
It's a tough room. I don't know. Did you ever have a room where you just can't get it going? That was mine.
Struggled?
Yeah, I'm like, what's the deal with these people?
Dude, this I usually kill.
I'm too hip for this room.
They don't dig me
You
here.
guys are stupid.
Turkey is Legendary Friday. Legendary Friday. That seems a little bit much.
Legendary.
Mexico, El Buen Fin. El Buen Fin. Which is
Okay.
not even Friday in Spanish, right? What's Friday in Spanish?
Viernes.
Viernes?
Viernes.
Yeah. So what does El
Negro.
Buen Fin mean? The good fin? The good end?
The fin.
The good
the
weekend.
Finish.
All right, now we have the white guy overruling
It's the good end, yeah.
the good end.
Huh.
What it translates
The
All
good
thanks,
end.
Tom. Way to go, bud.
to.
In Brazil, they call it the Black Friday. Like fraud. Because they think the pricing is
They rip
usually
you off.
twice the price. And that the discount is just like they're being honest. That's what they call it. That's what
Oh.
our podcast research
Okay.
told. We have a research team here at Tiege Hanley. We don't just make skincare products.
Or some of your research.
They make
team
everything smooth.
currently in Finland finding out customs, Christmas customs.
They are.
Yeah, okay.
Are you a big online shopper?
We have gotten to be much more of it, but my thing was always you got to go out a little bit and do it, physically shop. But the last couple of years, you go out there and you're like Orland Square Mall or whatever, and I'm like, this really isn't that cool.
No.
It's not that fun. And it's like every store, that today you could just walk right up and get it. And when you go 2 weeks before Christmas, you're waiting a half hour to make the same. And I'm like, this isn't fun.
I'm just not ahead of things enough. I feel like no matter what, like right now, I have a feeling like I want to get everything done before Christmas Eve, before like when you get in the 20s.
Right.
21, 22. But that's typically when I start shopping.
Right.
No matter what. But I'm really going to try this year to get ahead of it. But it is dangerous out there. There's some Black Friday stories here. 2008, a Walmart employee in New York was trampled to death when a crowd of 2,000 shoppers broke down the doors at opening.
What?
I mean,
what was the sale? I mean,
I have no clue. Just everything
there had
at
to be
Walmart.
some really good one particular sale, though.
And then they took a. What do they do after they trample over? Do they put a smiley face rollback?
The yellow smiley. Yeah, that's how they mark them. The dead people in
chalk outline.
Yeah, they chalk outline and put the smiley face on them.
That's insane.
And then when the cops and the paramedics come in, that's how they can spot them more quickly.
There was a pepper spraying in 2011 in California. Another Walmart. Stay away from Walmarts on Black Friday. That's the advice here from the Pat McGann show.
Pepper spray.
Stay away from Walmarts.
All right.
And in 2015, known as the worst Black Friday in history, 2015.
Okay.
Multiple brawls, widely recorded on smartphones. People have seen this footage, including a notable fight in Kentucky, reportedly over Air Jordans. That'll do it. I mean,
sorry.
insanity,
so
right?
But when you say like over multiple smartphones, I love videos like that, and you see it, you go, that's insane. And then like a day later, you're like, yeah, but what about the guy taking the movie? Like, you know what I mean? Like a guy's fighting a deer and the deer's punching him in the face, and you're catching this on someone's phone. It's like, why didn't the guy with the phone try to? Instead, this is going to be great. And his friend's getting his face kicked by a 3-point buck.
Yeah, right. The shopping, though, continues to grow. Last year, online spending reached a record $10.8 billion. But the in-person is still strong, too. Online is, they're saying 87 million online shoppers. In-person, 82 million.
Wow.
And the big products are smart TVs, headphones, vacuums, coffee makers, inflatable hot tubs. Do I believe this?
That's not a good idea.
What's an inflatable? Come on. Do they have those?
Yeah,
I'm getting one if they do. That's on my Christmas list. I don't even make a Christmas list, but I'm going to make one this year, and it's going to say
inflatable hot tub?
Inflatable.
If I get
hot
you
tub.
in the grab bag. No,
Dude, I could bring that on the road with me.
I've got it. Yeah.
Every time you check in a hotel, do you guys have can I get a adapter for the sink so I can hook it up to my
or they say like
inflatable hot tub?
A couple extra bucks, we can get you in the hot tub suite. I don't need that. I got a hot tub. Don't worry about it.
That would be great if you could call down for one instead of a cot.
Could I send up a,
Can you send up an inflatable hot tub, please?
Did you ever do
I'm
the
in 517
in Platteville, Wisconsin?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
The Mound Inn.
Mound View.
Mound View Inn. Because you have a view.
A view of the mountain.
Of a mound.
In Platteville. I checked into there, and they were booked, but, they reserve rooms for the comedians. They said, okay, you have a hot tub room. That's all that's left, but you can't use the hot tub. The front desk. You get in there, but you can't use it. Like, that's my penalty. Instead of just saying, well, you're lucky, you lucked out, you get the hot tub.
Why couldn't you use it? Was it like a leak or something?
Because they were only paying for a regular. I wasn't allowed to use it.
You didn't have the...
Because the club was only paying for a regular room, but since that was the only one left, I had to have it. But don't use it. They're not paying for it. Stay out of it.
Who do you think was been in that hot tub? Because the Bears used to... Didn't they
trained
practice there in Platteville?
Sure. Mama's boy Otis was probably in
you
there.
You think Dennis Gentry was ever in there with a couple...
Silky D?
Couple fans?
He was in there, yeah. You know who wasn't? The Fridge.
The Fridge.
He's like William Howard Taft. You can't get him out.
Couldn't fit it. You had to grease the tub.
Yeah.
Dude, the Bears, by the way, first place. We got to mention that as
Yeah.
we're here in the Tom, rock that hat.
It's all right.
Bears in first place.
We've not seen that.
even
in a
though they're
while.
1-2 and they have a losing record in the division. And our Chicago Bulls had a huge win last night in Denver.
Finally.
I mean, you're rocking it.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah, you know what though? Every year it's the same Bulls team. Like they're going to be 7 games under and get a crappy middling pick in the first round and perpetuate this. And then they start this year 5-0 and you're like, "Oh, this is it."
Yeah.
It happened.
Right.
And then what, they just get done losing 6 in a row or something like that?
Yeah.
7 in a
They
row.
lost 5, I think, in a row. Now they're 7-6, 6-7.
Yeah.
My son wanted them to lose last night.
You wanted so
would
they could be 6 and 7.
Yeah, but they're 7-6. Sorry,
He's
guys.
so mad.
But I agree with you about the mediocrity and that they are kind of stuck. You got to have like a bona fide superstar.
Yes.
You might need 2 of them, right,
Yep.
for that league.
Yep.
I mean, Giddy's good,
So he's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly better than I thought.
very fundamentally sound,
Mm-hmm.
which will translate into what you said: very average record,
Right.
very average playoff.
I ran into Chuck
Success.
Swirsky a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
And, you know,
Onions.
radio voice of the Bull. And I asked
do you
him.
do a Chuck Swirsky?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'll tell you what. I said, what do you think? Well, it all depends on Matas, man. As long as he's delivering, they're going to be just fine.
He seems like a good dude.
He's a very good dude. He's
Yeah.
small. He's a little guy. And then when he stands next to Bill Wennington, who's 7'2", you know, it's just really, really disparity.
All right, well, Michael, thank you again for. I know you're such a busy dude. You've probably been up since. What time do you get up for?
I usually get up around 4.
You get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I live far
Dude, you're like-
from the station.
You're doing what Katie Couric had to do.
That's
I
right.
always used to think of those people, those Today Show, but that's your life.
Well, I never thought that would be me. I've always been a stay up late, sleep in kind of guy.
Yeah, right.
And remember, like when we'd be on the road and you'd have to get up and do radio,
Oh yeah.
and you're like, oh my God. But the radio guy's already been there for 2 hours, and you just roll out of bed and put a baseball hat on and go do
I like doing morning radio.
radio, yeah.
I know the vibe, the feeling of dread, like especially if you had.
It depends on
you don't
who's
drink, but
hosting.
some people, a lot of comics go out drinking
Right.
after shows, or go out Thursday night. You gotta get up for Friday radio,
Mm-hmm.
and it is notoriously like the worst thing. But it's also like great opportunity to get the word out.
Get people hear you.
But some of the radio guys do not enjoy someone funny coming into their studio because that's their stage. That's
Right.
their, and you get that vibe sometimes.
Well, there's a fine line because I've been on both sides of this now.
Yeah.
You know, with the TV, when comedians come in, some of them treat it like we used to treat radio, like they just throw a hat on and they got to, and you're like, people can see you.
Do you think that they realize by now that this is a show that really does move the needle, and that it like you can't people are gonna see it. You can't really mail it in, and it is a good chance to.
You know who does. You can tell.
Yeah.
There have been a couple guys who, like, they're from out of town, so they're here, so they're going to say, like, oh, man, it's cold here. Yeah, right? Oh, I'm tired. Or they'll put the camera on and pretend like they're falling asleep. It's like, do you realize that every person that doesn't have an original thought does that when they come here?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's like I always said, I would love to make a tutorial, like a video, to show comedians, like, this is what you should do. Not that I'm like great at it, but I've witnessed it so many times that I know how they should do it. Bring a bunch of concepts, that they can have. And if you end up ad-libbing the whole thing, that's great. But at least you've have these in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go in there and you get on a roll with the anchors and you're having fun, perfect.
And then the hosts have something too,
Right.
right?
So just give them a couple things that set it up. Like one of the most famous moments on the show was Erie Spears from Mad TV was on. And the producer did some homework and said he does a lot of good voices. So let's cue up some of his characters that he does. And we'll put up like a slideshow and he can do a line or two in the voice of I thought that was pretty smart. So Larry's like, we know you do a lot of characters. We put together some pictures. Like, for instance, boom, we know you do an Eddie Murphy impression. And Erie Spears goes, well, I tell you what, I like to save that for the show.
Oh yeah.
So, people come to see me. They know some of the characters. So you can see them this Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday. And like totally just ended it. And they put the graphic up and said goodbye to them.
Peace
It's like
out.
That's what we thought you knew that by coming here.
Yeah.
That you were going to tease the audience. Like when you go see him, you'll be like, oh, he's going to do that thing that he did on this show. He's going to do his Shaq impression. But he thought, by doing that, he was burning the material, and now you're not going to go see him.
Well, now it's like just post everything, put everything out there. I remember Tracy Morgan going on there and laying down across the desk, like taking his shirt off.
Yeah, just go crazy.
Just like saying he's pregnant or something.
Yeah.
Making up.
Right.
You guys got to have a good time there, man. That is fun.
It
You
is
always
fun.
had great stuff coming through.
They've gotten
Where
so
can people
good.
see you coming up, Mike?
You mentioned my Christmas show. I have a holiday show at Zanies in Rosemont. It's a 3:30 matinee.
Oh,
At
love
Zanies
that.
in Rosemont
There you
on
go.
December 13th. And this will be the third year in a row that I've done it there, and it's a blast. It's all the Christmas material that I've accumulated over the years and refined and put into one show. It's just all holiday humor.
That's at Zanies Rosemont,
Zanies Rosemont, December 13th.
3:30.
If you go to zanies.com, I think there's a Rosemont tab on there. And
Go to zanies.com/Pat and get some Tiege Hanley.
is that what they do?
Free.
They will sell that on there too.
Uncomplicated, very affordable, smooth. No, I'm kidding.
And you
You have to go to Tiege.com.
I'll bring some of that stuff.
Yeah.
For my show.
We'll hand it out.
So,
And we're going to get you some. We'll get you some
and I will be offering up my holidays
on your way out of here. Oh, also, I want to remind everyone, leave us a review. Send us an email, the Pat McGann Show at Tiege.com. I also have a show at Zanies Rosemont, December 21st, and I have a couple tickets to give away. All you got to do is shoot us an email or review the podcast. Leave us a review on the Apple Podcast page. Download and subscribe. We're also airing these on YouTube. You can
Nice.
watch the episode.
Okay.
So check it out. I'd love to you guys send us an email at the Pat McGann Show at Tiege.com. We did get a nice review. This is very nice. We got it from Alex Needs to Laugh. Just found this podcast. Just found it. People are still discovering, right?
And this is episode 13.
Love the show. Real funny. And Pat seems like a really good guy. Seems like.
Well, you do
appreciate
you
that.
do seem like a nice
I'm trying to seem that
I'm
way.
getting a good vibe off of you right now.
Oh, thank you,
seem
man.
like a nice guy.
And we're going to be back here next week. We have Joe Flam. I don't know if you know Joe.
No.
He won Top Chef. He's got a couple restaurants here in the
Excellent.
West Loop.
Cool.
Great dude. Marist High School graduate. We also have RJ and Jared Melman coming up. Whole lot of great guests lined up. And Mike Toomey being with us today. What a great time. Make sure you check out Mike December 13th at Zanies Rosemont.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the show. I hope you have a great week. And we will be back.